My name is Mike Waswani. I would like to say that many states like Arizona and Colorado have been installing solar roof panels in homes and doing a very good job of it. What would you do? Nevada's behind in this stuff. What do you do to make people put more solar panels and help Nevada regarding the energy crisis?
Can you repeat that a little bit? I'm sorry.
Many states like Arizona and Colorado have been installing solar panels, and they've done a great job about it. What can Nevada do, which has abundant solar energy, to harness the same by putting panels in a lot of homes in Las Vegas and Nevada?
Well, as Nevada's been working on tax credits for solar energy, and I know this, I have a house that has solar on it, and number one, we didn't get tax credits before. Our state has to legislate. I look at seeing that we give these tax credit to these people to further their best interest in using our renewable energy like the sun and to solar energy to power your home. And again, we need to, it's getting cheaper now, which is a lot easier for people to buy it. So I believe in that solar energy.
Joe Egan. Solar power is less cost effective than nuclear power, and we have a pretty vast desert where we can build nuclear plants, and I think that's what we need to focus on. This country hasn't built a nuclear plant in roughly 30 years, and I think with the nuclear testing that was done here in the past, this would be an ideal location to install a new nuclear plant as opposed to focusing on solar power, which is not a very cost-effective form of power.
James Spiritu, 88. Solar energy is definitely one of the potential, I guess, system that could be used here to cut on cost. It's attractive. It's been proven to be tested. It's not something that has been out here just now. I believe that would work here. We have to have a lot more information be given out to the people. I believe that we should always be open in new technologies, and there should be information dissemination as to the advantages and disadvantages. So let the people decide in these aspects.
No to the panel, 5 minutes.
Yes, Don Woolbright. The state of Nevada has struggled to balance the budget, and I'm just kind of wondering, what suggestions do you have as far as what the state can do? As you know, they've taken some of the easy routes out. They took a lot of the money from the rainy day fund. They've assessed some fees and whatnot, but I think at this point they've sidestepped some of the serious questions as far as how can they expand the revenue, and I'm kind of curious what it is that you would suggest. Thank you.
As a businessman, I understand how to balance a budget, grow the bottom line, and understand that my successes has been attributed to workforce, and I've surrounded myself with that, and I will do my part as a legislature to reduce government spending and deliver a balanced budget. Las Vegas needs jobs, and that is why my contribution to the legislature will create the tools necessary to assist local businesses, business owners with the incentives that needed to hire more employees, stimulate the economic growth by keeping the hard workers that are already existing right now. So.
Joe Egan. There was a bipartisan SAGE commission that came out with 42 recommendations on how to keep our balanced budget balanced. Only a handful of those recommendations have been adopted. I think we need to look very seriously at adopting almost all of the recommendations they came forward with. once again, I think a full-time legislature would have more time to address the balancing of budget as opposed to just meeting 120 days a year. I think a constitutional amendment to give the legislature full-time powers would also be beneficial for balancing the budget. But I would really focus on the SAGE recommendations on how to balance our budget.
Kevin Child, District 8. Number one is legislature after legislature has been kicking, I call it kicking the can down the road. They haven't balanced the budget. They haven't taken a full perspective of looking how to balance the budget. Me as a businessman, we have, last legislature, they raised your taxes up 8.1, your sales tax. Guess what? Mining pays 5%. They're constitutional. They're capped at 5. Well, they brought in a lot of money in the years prior to this. I look on raising that tax there because, and then I look to see the gaming. Because at the close of the legislative session last year, is gaming said they were out of money. They pay an average of 28% across the board throughout this nation. They made their money here in Nevada, and what happens is, the closing of that legislature, they announced they were going to build a $4.5 billion casino in Egypt. Now let me see here. You made your money in Nevada, and I know we have to have a diversified economy, but guess what? When yours is 8.1%, everybody needs to have their fair share. I don't believe in raising taxes, but we need to have everybody pay their fair share because we have to have our schools, we have to have our roads and highways, and we have to have our health services, which is our hospitals, the fire department, and police department.
We have 1 minute left. We have panel members? No? Okay. Thank you, District 8.